a 19-year-old out there that hasn't touched a weight in a structured setting. Think about this now. There was no spring practice at all. There was a couple weightlifting things, but no one has been in a structured practice at all. So if you can't even start a structured practice until August or September and a weightlifting program, forget the plays. You can learn plays. You can go through motions and learn plays. But if you're not getting stronger, and we were talking about 18 and 19-year-olds and how smart they are, there's only so much they can do to get their body right for that next level. That's where you run into the problem. Now let me take this another level. We're talking about getting drafted. What if this is your senior year of football in high school coming out? You're coming out now. They're trying to scholarship you based on what you did as a junior. So this has more than that. And if my son played basketball or football, am I letting him even play high school football? See, when you said the president and the businessmen and all that stuff, they want to see pro sports back. That's great. Let's say the people that make the money, they take the risk. And maybe some college kids, they're like, hey, look, we're a step away from that next level. We'll take the risk. But how many parents are going to let their high school kids roll out and take that risk if they know that's something bad that could happen? And let's say it's a family that's on hard times and maybe sports are their way out and their kids are a junior or a senior. And they say, okay, fine, we'll take that risk. But if my kid is 14 and a freshman and he's really good, I'm going to say, you know what? I'll wait a year. You can't play this year. Wait a year. Won't make a difference. You'll be 15 instead of 14. You can still play. You'll still be the best person on this team. Why? So at what point do we start canceling high school sports? When does the cutoff for high school sports start? Heck, my kids play basketball. You know my kids play all the time. My younger loves football more, but he played basketball. And my eldest is a basketball junkie. We go out to the driveway just about every day and shoot. I told the neighbor kids, no, they can't play with you. They're not going to be. You're not going to sweat all over each other. We don't know what's happening.
Mm.
So
put that risk out there.
Exactly. So the leagues that they play in, they're all canceled. So when does that then become okay? It's bigger than this. That's why I said everyone is in a rush, and everyone is in a rush to make money. And I understand that because we got to have electricity, we got to have food, we got to have all this other stuff. But you can't just roll sports out like that and just say, well, let's do it. It's a risk. Okay, but at what cost? And you know what? I'll say this one other thing and I'll shut up because I'm on a soapbox. I'm rolling. I'm on a soapbox. Shouldn't this tell the fans something, though? Because how many times have we gotten text or tweets or just been in a conversation with someone that knows we do sports and they go, yeah, well, you know what? They'll piss us off and we just won't go to the game. They won't get paid then. Shouldn't this tell the fans that their money going into a stadium means absolutely nothing to salaries? Because if it's the concern is the TV revenue. All that other money goes to the owner. When a hot dog goes from $6 to $10, that doesn't increase a player's salary because the players are under a cap anyway. Mm-hmm. So after a certain amount, all that extra money goes to the owner or the conglomerates anyway. Doesn't roll up to the players. So if I tell you, if I'm a business and I tell you, and think about it, professional sports are the only job that caps your salary. So if I say to you, you know what, I have 15 players and my TV revenue will pay me this much. This is my revenue. So this is how much I can pay you. But then I want to personally make more money. I can literally say, you know what, I want to clear more money. I can afford to pay them off this TV deal, but I really want to make some money now. So you know what, take beers from $8 to $10. Take hot dogs from $6 to $8. Make parking go from 25 to 40. Now, as a fan, what do you do when you buy a beer at a game? You buy that beer and you go, dang, this beer was $10. But what did you do? You paid the $10. All that money flips back to the owner. It doesn't go to the player. So if fans are listening and fans that are intelligent at all will finally realize, I don't control the salary of players. So when I boycott someone or boycott something, it really doesn't mean crap because it's not my money that's driving the revenue. You never heard, I don't know, I'll pick LeBron James. LeBron James is the highest selling jersey in the NBA. Did that put more money in his pocket from the Lakers? Or was it a different revenue stream? It all went to the Lakers or the NBA. Now, the NBA, fortunately for him, as part of their deal, that money that goes to the team, that then can go to part of the salary cap. But if the salary cap doesn't go up, say the salary cap doesn't go up this year, but the income, the revenue drives go up, then in later years we could say, well, it's here now. Now we can get an increase in the cap. But that doesn't mean I necessarily get that increase. It may mean the player behind me gets it. It may mean someone else on my team gets it. But I may not necessarily see that money. And so that's why fans all the time, well, we won't go to games. Oh, okay. They're going to be on TV. We don't care. Don't go.
And you know what? With that, and that brings me to something that I heard earlier, and it's true. And like you're saying, that professional sports benefit from the TV, from ratings, for revenue, sponsorships, etc. So with not having fans in the stadium, there's going to be more people, more fans watching on TV, which then is going to bring them higher ratings, which then is going to bring them more money eventually.
Yeah, because now I can charge more for my commercials because there's more eyes on the TV.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And however, for college sports, that's going to be different. Slightly different. Well, because if you don't have college sports right now, and they can't, you're not going to have them through the summer. Let's say, okay, they're going to have to wait until the fall. There's going to be some revenue, some economic impact there, at least until they start to pick up again.
Right, and it's going to impact the other sports as well. But because you pay your bills based on football, so as long as football comes back, we can deal with just about everything else. Without football, we don't have archery. Without football, we don't have badminton. Without football, we don't have synchronized swimming. That's where that comes in. That's where the big money revenue sports. That's why but the cost has to outweigh it. So that's why some schools don't have it. They just have basketball because let's just be honest. Basketball, you can make your money on basketball if you're a small school. You just every MCC has a basketball gym. You just got to put people in there and sell popcorn. You can pay for scholarships. You'll get a TV deal anyway because there will always be a TV revenue because you're playing the conference. And the teams that win at top, when they get their money, they trickle that crap down to you anyway. So we'll see that. But you'll start seeing wrestling taken away, baseball possibly down the line, if it doesn't matter. The two sports they will always have are basketball and football in college, always, because they bring in money. It's the other sports that will start to fade away.
And who won't be affected so much by it? Those schools, those colleges, universities that have a what's it called? That have a program, like let's say, for instance, Duke basketball. If they perform, they have ratings, they have a great season, or they have great season after season after season, it's pretty much not going to matter because they're still going to be bringing in those, those people in and et cetera. They'll be fine, but it's going to be the smaller ones that are going to suffer, or those that kind of waver in, okay, what kind of season are we going to have? March Madness is going to be, one of the, just football is a big revenue stream for colleges and universities, but also basketball only up to for those colleges that compete in March Madness and NCAA.
Right, but
those
you got to
are
remember
the ones that are going to be affected.
Basketball will find a way because they have a television contract. That's what you got to remember. They signed a some billion-dollar deal. They're fine. They're fine. Football, they're fine. But if there's not new revenue generated, that's what I said. It's not the football and the basketball that will suffer. It's the programs like tennis, track, the ones that don't generate any revenue, that are reliant on other sports to drive their revenue. Those are the sports that you have to start watching out if they don't start. Listen, if football competes in the fall, if college football competes in the fall, with the television revenue, college football isn't going to go anywhere. What will hurt them, because college is different from pros, what will hurt them is the money that's generated from in-game seats and seating and the concessions that goes back to the university that they can umbrella under sports. That, in turn, may hurt the archery team. That's the difference. So
and
we'll see how it all
and et cetera.
Exactly. So we'll see how that all shakes down.
So with all this being said, and the impact that it's having, and we're waiting to see what other, how it's going to further impact. What do you think are going to be some future changes that we'll see out of the outcome of the virus?
Don't know.
As we come out of quarantine and have sports back up again, are we going to see less, as you enter the stadium, have some, do certain something, take temperature, as we're hearing, you enter retail stores, of the possibility of taking your temperature before you enter. Having, going into like other restaurants, maybe the same thing in stadiums, sitting so far away from people, only limiting to a certain amount, at least, as we're getting back into letting fans back in, or spectators, only, have a cap at only attendance of so much.
I don't know. I don't see live sports coming back for a minute, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's a tough one for me, because I just don't think you can safely keep people in a stadium. If they do this, maybe they say, okay, with the stadium that holds 70,000, we'll only put 10,000 in, and we'll have them sit apart from each other, and we'll have them stagger as they come in, and the people that sit in these seats come in at this time. I don't know how you do it. I just don't know how feasibly you can do it. I think what's gonna tell us a lot is how fast can they get a vaccine, how fast can they come up with an antidote. Until they figure out how to do those two things, honestly, I don't think much else is going to matter. Because listen, I saw some idiot who is supposed to be a know-it-all get mad because, they kicked them out of they kicked this person and her husband out of a Whole Foods because they weren't wearing a mask. And they're like, only 69 people have died in D.C. Listen to that thinking. Only 69 people had died. It's like, well, do you and your husband want to be 70 and 71? And so you have people out there that are thinking like that. So they're going to roll. And the other thing that we're learning more and more about COVID-19 is people that may show symptoms on Friday are more contagious on Tuesday before they show the symptoms. So you can roll. You could be asymptomatic. You could roll to a game on Sunday, get your fever checked or get your temperature taken at the start of the game and be fine, and the next morning wake up with a fever and sick. Well, guess what? You were most contagious when you didn't have the fever. So I don't see how there's just this, well, we'll take everyone's temperature and everyone that doesn't have it, they're allowed in. That may not work. You still may be spreading this. So honestly, I don't know how it's going to work in the future until there's a vaccine. I really don't. I think that's the key to everything. Can we get a vaccine?
Getting the vaccine, getting everyone tested, and those are the key items.
Yeah, give up on that. Getting
and
everyone
finding
tested.
A cure. And finding a cure.